Hi everyone, Brett McRae here on the Northern Ag Network, broadcasting from the Montana Farm Bureau Federation's convention here in Billings. Talking now with Cyndi Johnson, the president of the Montana Farm Bureau and a farmer from Conrad as well. Cyndi, one of the most important things about the annual convention for the Montana Farm Bureau is the policy-making process that happens. So educate me on the grassroots policy that happens at the Montana Farm Bureau convention.
Montana Farm Bureau Federation has a policy book. Basically, all of the things that we believe in, all the things that we think are important for us in order to practice agriculture in the state of Montana. At the county level, every Farm Bureau county organization comes together and they meet to prepare policy that on issues that are relevant, something current maybe happening in their local area that's important to them to rectify or acknowledge or support, or perhaps they're familiar with our policy book and there's something in there that just isn't right, doesn't set right with them. They can actually propose to remove it from the policy book. And so that process occurs at the local level. Those proposals will come now to this state level, and our delegate body will meet beginning on Wednesday morning, and they will debate all of those policy proposals. Nothing from the policy book gets debated unless it comes from the county level, and nothing that's in the policy book right now, unless it's addressed by a proposal from the county, will change. So it's like a living document for us, and it's basically our lobbying Bible. That's where we take our direction from.
Absolutely. So Montana farmers and ranchers meeting to discuss the policy from that local county level going on up to the national level of the American Farm Bureau Federation. With some recent changes that we've seen politically kind of at the state level and of course at the national level too, can you talk about some of the top priorities for Farm Bureau going forward?
Well, at the state level, water is always a topic of conversation, and there's some issues dealing with water and water rights that just need to be addressed. And so Farm Bureau has a position on those, and we have some policy proposals this year that will address some of those issues too. Water, property taxes, funding for education, those kinds of things that are of interest to us at the state level. And then at the national level, obviously, we're all hoping to finally get a farm bill, but we're also anticipating some conversations around disaster programming, because we just haven't had anything in place for a couple of years, and we really need those kinds of programs so there's some security and some direction for people in agriculture.
Absolutely. And one of the other things, we're having a lot of people here kind of speaking about the advocacy and helping farmers and ranchers at this convention learn to talk more about their stories and share their experiences as farmers and ranchers. Why is that important in agriculture? Why is it important for farmers and ranchers to be able to tell the public about what they do and why they do it?
Well, they're the ones who understand the issue. They're closest to it. They are the boots on the ground and the hands in the dirt. They are the ones who realize how issues at the national level or state level really impact what they're trying to do. Folks aren't comfortable with things they don't understand, and there's no better person to tell that story than the people who actually do it.
Absolutely. Cyndi, thank you for joining me, and thank you for your comments. I'm Brett McRae here on Northern Ag TV. We'll be back with your markets after this.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
Brett McRae here, back with your markets on Northern Ag TV. 1, 2, 3 consecutive higher trading sessions for the cattle market, getting a lot of support from the long-term fundamentals of tight supply. We've seen extremely resilient and high feeder cattle prices for the spring calves at local auctions, even maybe with some lower of the short-term fundamentals for the cash cattle trade last week, $2 to $3 lower at $185 for the live deals and $290 on the dress basis. And for the feeder auctions, the local auctions, big feeder sale at Bowman Livestock in North Dakota. More than 100 black heifers from the Hettinger, North Dakota area weighed 551, brought 304.50, a total of $1,677.80. At Newell, the sheep yards last week, 60 to 69 pound feeder lambs from 232 to 251, and 70 to 79 pound feeder lambs from 202 to 211. And also 3 consecutive higher trading sessions for the wheat markets as well, as we've seen some pretty supportive prices there. There are some tensions in the Black Sea region for winter wheat, which is probably supporting the market as well. If some long-range missiles from Ukraine could lead to some potential escalations of the conflict there. And also exports from the U.S. have been very indicative of strong demand. Those are higher this year compared to last marketing year. Thanks for tuning in on Northern Ag TV. I'm Brett McCrae.